Hello there, this is Matt once again. What about to another video? This is, as you can see, a stream. It's pretty late at night. This part of me was curious to see who would be up late this night. I'm sort of a night owl. The View of Drew, how are you doing? You're the first one here. Well, maybe you're not here anymore because it says there's zero. But I had not pushed live yet. But anyway, anyone who sees this afterward again, it seems like people enjoy the random streams where it's not really a topic, it's just random questions. So, everyone else has these topics. Maybe I should just stick to talking to you guys. So, let me ask you guys, which do you prefer? People streams, they do like a topic, or stuff that I do where it's just random answering questions? Which pretty much been most of the streams I've done so far. I'm just saying, what's the preference? Hey, Fadi, Preminator, Jeremy. Nah, Preminator, you were not first, but close. Back to Future 2, that's a really good one. Nicholas says random. So you like more of the random stuff? Does it? Yeah, everyone else does like topic. Let's talk about topic, but you like it more random? What does everyone else think? Nicholas Duke, hello there. Don't think I've seen you on here before. How are you doing, Nicholas Duke? Again, I think that's the first I've seen you on here. Buried Alive, that's a TV movie starring Tim Matheson. Pretty decent. I like the story. I like the comeuppance at the end. You also have the guy from Ghostbusters. He played Walter Peck. Dickless. He was in that as well. Hey, Eric, how are you doing? We're pretty much just waiting for people to get in here. Let's see. So far we got Eric MacArthur. We got Nicholas Duke. The View of Drew. Preminator. Jeremy Power. And Fadi. Okay, plus, I think sometimes I have to wait for this thing to update for comments to appear. I'm doing all right, Eric. How are you doing tonight? Derek, how are you doing? I think this is the first I've seen you on here from AB. How you doing? How's AB doing? I've heard Liesd will reboot Blair Witch and Leprechaun. Are you surprised they reboot everything? Leprechaun's been rebooted so many times before. Is there really anything that's surprising? I would actually like to be... You didn't finish the question. Hey, Shay, how are you doing? The only one I remember the most is Arkham Asylum. I don't remember the other two games. As for Arkham Asylum, I guess the best boss I would say is the Scarecrow. It's definitely the most unique boss in the game. Thank you for the kind words, Preminator. I appreciate the kind words. So again, for people who come on here, I do have a question. Do you prefer this stuff where it's just random talking to you guys, or would you prefer like a topic? Like everyone else who does a stream, they do like a topic, whether it be a review or movie news, or do you just prefer just random talking to you guys? Which do you prefer? Because it seems like I look at other streams, like I'm the only one that does just random talking. Well, not the only one, but hey there, how you doing? Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. Which do you think is the most lazy company? Disney. Disney. I mean, there's so much money they're leaving on the table. You know that if they said we're going to release the original Star Wars films unaltered but cleaned up, it would be like one of the highest selling Blu-ray 4Ks of all time. If they said come in Blu-ray 4K and 4K or whatever, just Blu-ray, the original Star Wars films, The Mandalorian. That's a show I enjoyed. I know something from Disney I actually enjoyed. The Mandalorian was fairly good. I would like to own it and rewatch it because I'm not getting Disney Plus. I saw that show by other means. There's bootlegs, but I don't know which bootleg is good and which one's not. If anyone ever has a Blu-ray of The Mandalorian, and I'll buy it from you. Sincerely, I will buy it from you. You just let me know. I just want it to work, and that's the thing. You have to be careful. But if they release that, it would sell. It would be a big moneymaker. So Disney, I would say, a lot of their older titles, put them in the vault. Now they're not doing physical product. Random, both. Gotcha. Yeah, I just gotta think of good questions. I don't really have a lot of good questions, but I'll try to think of some. I didn't see the teaser for Thor 3. I don't care. Okay, that's a question. Who saw the teaser for Love and Thundercock? What did you think of it? I don't care if you spoil it because I'm not seeing the teaser because I don't care about the movie because I'm tired of Marvel. 3 favorite games. Resident Evil 4, good choice. Hey Eddie, how are you doing? I don't give a damn about that love and feeling. Oh, that love and feeling. Thank you for the kind words, Glenn. Hey Ogle, White Dragon, hello there. Random. Seems like more people like it when it's just random. Yeah, I didn't see the new one. Emma, hello there. Random, yeah. Soviet Union, they were a good bad guy in the 80s. A lot of action movies. Titanic movies. Street Night, The Hitman, Hellbound. That would be nice, but I wouldn't be surprised if that ever does. It would have to be something like MVD or Vinegar Syndrome or something like that. But it would be nice. I don't think you can. I mean, there's no point in remaking Batman Arkham Asylum because I played that on the PS4 and it looks gorgeous. I mean, I don't find anything really to fix on Batman Arkham Asylum. I'm not sure if you mean like Star Wars. They own it because they have like Disney has Star Wars. Like they bought 20th Century Fox. Like before, you say maybe Fox owns maybe the first Star Wars, but they bought 20th Century Fox. So Disney owns all the Star Wars. They could release that unaltered. The only reason is possibly George Lucas wrote something. And now I'm thinking about it. I would bet, I don't know why I have my hands, the police are going to come and arrest me because I'm talking about George Lucas. Unless George Lucas wrote into his contract, you cannot do this. You cannot release these unaltered. And that was the deal. That's the only reason I could think of as to why you have not seen that yet. Because that would make money. And Disney needs money with the pandemic. Aaron, I'm doing okay. Silent Hill 3. It's Thor 4. Yeah, I did see Thor 3. See, that's how much I remember about the Thor films. I already forgot it's the fourth film, not the third film. So what do you think about Thor 4? Would you review RE4? If it's a paid request, I'm fairly open to paid requests. Feel free. Either join my Patreon or both, or send it through PayPal. Links are down below and pretty much most of the videos. I'm pretty open to almost any type of request. Reasonable, that is. Yeah, I burned down Marvel as well. Gore's design. I'll take a word for it because I didn't see the teaser. The thing about Top Gun 2, though, is will it just be the first film again, but with some good action scenes? If so, I'm not really interested. Well, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you so much. Avengers Endgame such bit. I agree with that. P2, didn't mind the film. Haven't seen it in a while. Nope, I never drink coffee. Hi there, Manny. The name sounds familiar, but I could not tell you what it is. Thor, love, and chocolate. Thunder, 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 cunts. Thunder, thunder, love, and thunder. Thor, love, and feeling. SCP Foundation. I've heard of the game SCP Containment Breach, but the Foundation, I'm guessing that's in that vein. The 1990 Dick Tracy, it's okay if you really get into the visuals. It's not much action. It felt a tad overlong. The kid, there's a little kid, and it could be a little irritating. But it's definitely a nice visual look to the film. There's some good makeup effects, even on Al Pacino and the other henchmen. I mean, I wouldn't say I love it, but it's all right. Yeah, sorry, I stretch a little bit. TC2000 they got a Blu-ray with Venator Syndrome. Venator Syndrome released those on Blu-ray. Death Ring, I don't know, but the other two they released. They even released one with Don the Dragon Wilson, Andrew Dice Clay as police partners, and Fred the Hammer Williamson as the bad guy from like a late 90s movie. Never even heard of the movie. Never played Star Wars Force Unleashed. Burn the original negatives. Well, at the same time, look what that guy who made the despecialized versions, if he couldn't because he'd be sued. But think about how many that guy has sold or given away, how you want to, like, people made he didn't sell it, but other people, how many people have made bootlegs of those despecialized versions? And I used to have a DVD-R, but I don't have them. And I know there's like BDR Blu-rays. I'd like to get them one day. The one with the feature. Like, countless people have bought them. And they talk about how great it looks. So that guy made them look good. So what did he do that Disney can't do? Arkham TV show. Don't need an Arkham TV show. Just do a sequel to the Batman. What are you looking for in a Chuck Norris film? Because like my personal favorite is Firewalker because I thought Chuck Norris was having fun. It's a lower budgeted Indiana Jones type of movie, and he worked well, buddy rapport wise with Louis Gossett Jr. Sonny Landham from Predator is the bad guy. There's not a lot of action, as in like this one big fight scene in a bar, but to me it's a wonderful scene. But it's not like a lot of Chuck Norris punching, kicking. There's some, but I love Firewalker. Invasion USA, I would say Invasion USA is definitely one. I personally like Firewalker. The Missing Action films, especially the first two. But I would say definitely Invasion USA is one to check out. And Silent Rage, I would say this: Invasion USA, Silent Rage, Firewalker. Check those three out, and then maybe Missing Action, and then go from there. Star Wars, Star Trek horror film? No. To me, they just don't mix. If I want horror, I'll just go watch Aliens, action and horror. Do not like The Lighthouse. I'm sorry. It's Willem Dafoe jerking off and coming almost on Robert Pattinson's face. That's literally what happens in the movie. There's a scene where Robert Pattinson walks in, he looks up, and he hears and sees Willem Dafoe jerking off, and he comes, and the comes dripping and almost hits Robert Pattinson in the face. And people love it. Not for me. Not for me. Today's movie companies all want to compete with Marvel. Yes, because who? No, they want to compete with Disney. If you've looked up the top 10 highest grossing films of 2021, 8 out of 10 is Disney. It's either worked with Sony on Spider-Man, it's either The Eternals or Black Widow or Shang-Chi, or Sony had Venom too. But I mean, they want to compete with Disney. And Disney is Star Wars, remakes of the old properties like Lion King, Aladdin, and Marvel. Because look how much money they made. Yes, Ron Perlman should retire. Markiplier, yeah, I like him. I don't mind him. I always wonder how live streams are. Delay, I think that's usually about how, depending on your internet. Like for me, it's hard. I'm trying to catch up because there's right now 40 some in the chat, and if 20 of them put in a comment or a question, boop, 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 boop. I mean, it just takes a bit to get through it. Planet of the Apes 2001, easily the worst Planet of the Apes film. Steve McQueen, I did not grow with Steve McQueen. I haven't watched much of his stuff, so I can't answer that. The Boondock Saints, I remember not minding for what it is. It's not a film I'd go back and rewatch, but I remember not minding it either. Don't know who that is. Caruso would have been a better. I don't see Caruso as Dick Tracy. I just, based on the actual comic strip, I don't see him working in that. I just don't. Did you hear about? No, I didn't hear. Uh, Preminator only right now. I'm pretty much only doing paid requests right now, so probably not. Sorry about that. I do have a PS2, but I've never played Manhunt. But Manhunt seemed like you just go to a random place, sneak up, kill someone. You go up to a random place, sneak up and kill someone. It seems like a game that would just be very repetitive. Because I remember hearing about the game back in the day. It just seemed like you go to another area, you sneak up, you kill, you sneak up, you kill someone, rinse and repeat. I mean, maybe there's more to it than that, but it didn't seem like there was much story or anything else you do, unlike Silent Hill. Pretty much, from what I understand, a company will give a phone call and say, "Hey, you have this movie. If you do, how much you want for it? Oh, you going to sell us the license? Cool. We'll make this many copies. We'll sell it and go from there. Or you own the movie for this amount of time. Some shorter, some later, and that's what happens. It's just like Tino would pay whoever owns it the first power. Okay, fine. We're going to sell it to you. You can release it, and this is what you can do, or how many you can make, or how long you have the license for it. Top 3 Elm Street films. Elm Street 4, The Dream Master is my favorite. Then Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors. And then right now, I'm going to say... Right now, I'll say Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Because I do find that film to be a bit underrated. Okay, yeah, I didn't see the Thor 4 teaser. Doctor Strange video was really good. No, I didn't see the clip. because I don't really care about Marvel right now. I'm so burned out on Marvel. I don't even care about the new Doctor Strange film. Do you think Jim Carrey is retiring too early? I mean, it's his choice. If he feels like he's got nothing else left, I mean, what else? Another Ace Ventura film, another Dumb and Dumber film, another Mask film? No. I mean, you get to a point, it's like the guy's done enough, just let him relax. But I mean, how many times did people retire and then they come back? He can always come back. That's the thing. Streets of Rage. I didn't play much of Streets of Rage because I didn't grow with the Genesis, but that's cool. Recently subbed to your channel. I'm loving it. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. Do you plan on playing the upcoming Evil Dead game? Oh, thank you for the kind words. Evil Dead game. I don't know what systems it's for. I just have the PS4. Uh, that game, those games are more like Friday the 13th with, yes, there's a single player, but it's more multiplayer. I'm not a multiplayer guy. Plus, I don't have the internet to play multiplayer. Like the internet here that I'm using now is based on my phone. My phone provider, Boost, which is you either pay $35 a month for 10 gigabytes or you pay $50 a month for 35 gigabytes. But then all you did is that 35 gigabytes. And let's put it this way, if I stream for 2 hours, I use 2 gigabytes. So you can't play a game using a phone or like a multiplayer game. And the internet I have here is satellite internet. Can't do anything with satellite internet. It'll do the basics. It'll upload a video in like 2 hours. Or a YouTube video will literally go, this is a YouTube video. Sorry, the thing, see this thing automatically scrolled, I didn't tell it to. This is a YouTube video with satellite internet. Buff. 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 That is satellite internet. So I can only do what I can do. But I'll watch a playthrough. Maybe. Never heard of it. Sorry. In the vein of Rambo, what comes Chuck Norris? In the vein of Rambo, I would go with Missing in Action or Invasion USA. In fact, you know what? Invasion USA. I would say an action movie in the vein of Rambo. Missing in Action is in that vein. Make a double feature of Invasion USA, Missing in Action, and Missing in Action to the Beginning. Yeah, Invasion USA, and all three Missing in Action films are fun, actually. But yeah, if that's the case, Invasion USA and the Missing in Action trilogy. And then maybe, yeah, go with those first. In The Lighthouse, yeah, Robert Pattinson walked in, he looked up through the grates, Willem Dafoe's jerking off, he came, and then the cum slips through the grates and almost lands on Robert Pattinson's face. If people have seen the film, am I making it up? I hope not, because The War Room is a terrible movie. Hellbound. I like Hellbound as well. I wish it had more action. I do wish it had more action. I think the lack of budget hurt that film. But I do like Hellbound. I wish it had a Blu-ray. But I like when action heroes, for the most part, deal a bit in the horror. And, you know, it's a buddy movie where there's a guy, but he's a demon as well. I like Hellbound. Always enjoyed it. Spider-Man 9's anime, enjoyed it. I just don't like the fact he can't punch. That was a stupid notion back in the day where, because it's some stupid thing where the network, they felt that Batman was so fantasy that Batman can punch, but Spider-Man is, they would not allow him to punch in that cartoon. That's one of the big issues with that. Because you want Spider-Man to punch, and he can't punch, but it's still a fun cartoon. Actor credit Dave Van Damme. Arnold's replace him. Stallone. Okay. Let's see. Replace them. How about Stallone in Time Cop? Sylvester Stallone, I would put in Time Cop. Arnold Schwarzenegger, I would put in. Oh my god. Daylight. I'd be curious to see what Arnold would do with Daylight. And Van Damme, Predator. Which technically he was supposed to be a Predator because he was the creature before he quit, got fired, whatever, and it was the bug he designed, and then this sucks. But Van Damme and Predator. It would just be nice. I know he's going to retire, but it would have been nice for Van Damme to do at least one like monster creature feature like Arnold did. Shane Dawson. Don't know who that is. I don't think that has James Earl Jones. The Chiller I remember has the guy from the Warriors, directed by Wes Craven. I'm not sure if that's the Chiller I'm thinking. The Chiller I'm talking about is the one with the Wes Craven directed, where the guy's frozen, and then he gets out of it, and then like the whole rest of the film is extremely boring, and then the guy goes crazy, and then he gets stopped, and I don't remember James Earl Jones being in that. So, but it was the one with Wes Craven. It was very boring. Hero and the Terror. I like that one too. I do like that one, Hero and the Terror. That's more of a thriller. That's not an action movie. And the guy was asking for a Chuck Norris action film, but Hero and the Terror is good. I think I have the Blu-ray. There was really not much on it, sadly, but it's kind of like a bit of Phantom of the Opera setting because the opera, well, it is an opera setting. And the Firestarter. I didn't think the original was that great, to be honest. I mean, it'll be better than the remake, but I thought the first Firestarter was okay at best. Fuck Amber Heard. Bruce Campbell. He's got the chin to play Dick Tracy. Chase the Cow. I'll go with quick change on that one. The first Firestarter. I thought it was just old, kind of mediocre. I can't even say okay, it was mediocre. Has some fun effects by Mark L. Lester, like action with the fireballs, but John Carpenter's supposed to direct that. John Carpenter was going to direct Firestarter, but John Carpenter's The Thing flopped. It flopped so badly that the studio changed the deal, fired Carpenter, and then hired Mark L. Lester, the director who would do Commando, among others. I have not followed one bit of the trial, so I don't know anything about it. 5 years ago, Disney was worth 165 billion. You mean they lost $9 billion? That's that small change. Favorite Batman, Michael Keaton. I've heard of the game Outlast. I've never played it though, but I have heard of it. I've seen people play it. You know, it's like a stealth horror. Stealth as in you don't have weapons to fight. I have not played the Blood Rain games. Renegade. I barely remember Renegade. I mean, is he the guy who Steven Seagal kills him in Hard to Kill? Like there's like in a public street and he's chasing him and like kills him in the middle, not in the middle street, but I think I know who you're talking about. Do you remember both Golden Axe? Vaguely, I remember playing those a long time ago. Most realistic? Okay. It'd be best to do PayPal because PayPal works better if you want to do that. That's up to you, though, of course. Uh, The first Austin Powers was the only really good one. The second one was meh, and the third one I didn't care for. Favorite zombie flicks, the original Dawn of the Dead with George Romero directing is my favorite zombie film, without a doubt. Proper adaptation. That would be nice, but they would never do it because they would feel it was too. They should. They should have done that in the first place. Knight Rider movie. I don't really need to see a Knight Rider movie in 2022, 23, 24. Was Knight Rider is the car going to run people down and fucking chop up the pieces? It'll be like a weird sequel to Death Proof. Hey Mike, how you doing, man? We just heard the most underrated Bruce Willis movie. That's a good question. Most underrated Bruce Willis movie. It depends what one deems underrated. Because Live Free or Die Hard gets a lot of hate, but it was successful at the box office. But because of so much hate it gets, I almost want to say Live Free or Die Hard. Because nowadays everyone always says that's such an awful movie, and I'm like, this is a damn good sequel. Also, like Last Man Standing with Bruce Willis would be close. The Last Boy Scout, maybe the Last Boy Scout. I would pick that one. I'll pick the Last Boy Scout. St. Elmo's Fire, I barely remember anything about it. Uh, Chad Dickerson never came back. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, you never know. Yeah, like wrestlers always coming back after retirement. Exactly. I mean, if he was given enough money and desire that he could come back, yeah, he could come back. Yeah, I heard about that. Uh, yeah, that happened a long time ago. I did hear about those. But there's other videos that will explain that better than I could. Don't have those games, never played them, so. Dead by Daylight, never played it. One of the worst films I've ever seen, exactly. Uh, yeah, The Last Boy Scout was a good choice for most underrated Bruce Willis film. Heavy Rain, never played it. Yeah. Fairline and the Last Boy Scout. Let's see. God, there's a lot of good lines. It's hard to come up with a favorite. Uh, Old Satan Claus is out there. Pre prepared. That's my motto. Be prepared. Nikata never saw him. I mean, yeah. Is that fun? Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, Missing Action 3 is a fun one. I do like that weaponry he uses in the finale. Perimeter. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. Yeah, that is a good line. Horror movie. I would pick Freddy Krueger. I would pick Freddy Krueger. Personality, lines of dialogue, and Robert England brought so much life into that character. Yeah, enjoy War Games. Great movie from back in the day with Matthew Broderick, Ali Sheedy, directed by John Badham, who directed Short Circuit. He directed The Hard Way with Michael J. Fox, Staked Out, which needs a Blu-ray. Originally, it was going to be Martin Brest who directed Beverly Hills Cop, but then there were some issues, and then he got fired, and they brought in John Badham to direct War Games. Great movie. I like Elm Street 1. It's just those other films I enjoy more. And that just I like defending films that I think deserve defending. Elm Street 1 stands on its own. But yeah, the sequels just have a lot of energy to them. Like the first one, of course, because it's the first, you have to get to the setup of who Freddy Krueger is. But again, Elm Street 4 and 3 just more fun. And um, if you mean like here's $5 for 10 videos, no. For each video, yes. If it was for each video, yeah, I absolutely would. Absolutely. So Michael Myers is your number one favorite. That's cool for horror villains. What are your guys' favorite horror movie villains? Does it have to be slasher? Street Street Night didn't have that much action because Cannon couldn't afford money for. Yeah, I heard about that with Jeff Speakman. That apparently the budget was cut like quickly before filming. No. What was in the interview from a couple weeks ago? No, the last interview I saw with him was the one he did with Scott Adkins, where Scott Adkins had his YouTube show, YouTube channel. Terminator. I gotta go with Terminator because I don't like the Predator. I don't. But what Terminator Genesis said Terminator 1 and 2 didn't exist and wiped them from a timeline. And then Terminator, oh, the fuck that movie, Dark Fart, whatever the hell, kills John Connor in the first 5 minutes. That's more of a front, but I hate the Predator and Predators. I've seen Spider-Man Unlimited, but it was not nearly as good as the 90s cartoon. Boomstick, hello there. Cool, glad you enjoyed it. I know it's coming out on Blu-ray next month, a day before my birthday. Really enough. But yeah, I wish Daily Outbreak and Land of the Free got Blu-rays. Wait, Land of the Free might have a Blu-ray, but I couldn't find it. Because I think someone showed it. I'm like, where the hell did you get that? But Daily Outbreak needs a Blu-ray as well as Street Night. Good choices. Favorite Jackie Chan film. That's always tough because there's a lot of different variables on that. The one I keep thinking about though is Operation Condor. I always got a kick out of Operation Condor, especially the finale with the turbine fan. Dread. Carl Urban's Dread should have been a sequel to that. Or Cobra. Cobra. With Sylvester Stallone, if you did a Cobra 2 in 80 in 90 in 1990. 4 years, enough room. Look who's talking. I haven't seen that forever. So I'd have to rewatch that again to give a better opinion on it. Yeah, that Chiller, the one I was talking about was the Wes Craven TV movie. James Earl Jones isn't in it. Elm Street 1 and 4 is your favorite. That's good. Yes, I agree. Time Cop is better than Looper. But I didn't hate Looper though. Because his dad won't be able to get him in movies anymore since Van Damme's retiring. Angry Joe, nah, I don't watch him. I know he is though. Wes Craven's Chiller sucked even for a TV movie. Yeah, Michael Beck was the guy from The Warriors. So I'm not sure what he meant by James Earl Jones. Maybe that's a difference. The Blob is a classic. I got the Blu-ray right there. Love that movie. Van Damme Predator is interesting. Could totally see Arnold in Daylight. Yeah, it would have been different. Yeah. No, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I couldn't not get into it. Sorry for your loss, man. I know how that goes. You switching to Joe? Yeah. I didn't watch much of him. Worst what of all time? No. Worst Tarantino films? Sure. Yeah. Um, yeah. Ezra Miller needs Jesus. He needs something. He's a fucking freak and a half. He's a fucking idiot. I think he got arrested again. How about he just stay in jail for like a year? Maybe then he'll learn something. How about this? Ezra Miller, just keep him in jail. I will laugh my ass off. And then Warner Bros. Like, shit, what do we do now? I don't know. Shouldn't have hired a fuck up. Mugen. No. Worst Woman film is the 84, Wonder Woman 84, and Gal Gadot. Gal, get the fuck off. Gal Gadot. No way. No, come on, Ty. You telling me Disney was worth 165 billion, now they're worth 9 billion? I would need some other people to fact check this for me. Not that I'm saying that you're lying. I think there has to be some kind of misrepresentation. I can't believe that. Even as crappy as Disney is, I can't believe that they would have lost 165, 156, 156 million. I mean, billion, 156 billion. Good actors. I like both actors. I would say I like Del Toro more. Okay, so I know who you're talking about. Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff. Officer Gentleman, I've seen once. I don't remember much about it other than Louis Gossett Jr. Jaws movies, I like the first three. The fourth one eats a lot of badass, as in bad, dirty, shitty ass. Done stuff is yeah, exactly. I haven't seen Rebel Without a Cause. I know I haven't seen it. Thank you for the kind words, Eddie. Yes, Marvel should stop. Yeah, sponsored by Uber. Countdown? No, I've never heard of it. Uh, well, it's not quality content. It's content. See, for me, it's quantity over quality. Let's be honest, and it's just keeping a schedule. And if people keep sending in paid requests, I'll keep doing it. And I don't want people to wait too long for their requests. I think that's the least I can do. If people send in a paid request, I want to get to it as soon as I can. And that's why I'm uploading like 2, 3 videos a day. Now, granted, it's slowing down a bit, but hey, maybe then I'll, do one or two things random. But if they keep coming in, I'll keep doing it. And there's nothing to do around here anyway. This is the middle of nowhere. This is literally the middle of nowhere. There is nothing else to do around here. There's no place to go. The one store is a Walmart that has like this much of Blu-rays. There's nothing here. So Drive Angry, I remember not minding for what it was. St. Elmo's Fire back in the day had people like Emilio Estevez and oh god, it was not directed by John Hughes, but it had that same flavor. It had a song I love. St. Elmo's Fire, there be a man in motion. St. Elmo's. I think the song's better than the movie. Stand by Me, good movie. That is a good movie. Pretty bad. Well, there you go. There's Mike's review. I have not seen X. What was bad about X? Favorite Dennis Franz role? I guess Die Hard 2. I don't remember anything about Destroya. It doesn't get a lot of hate, but it doesn't get a lot of notice. Like, I don't hear anyone talking about the film. And when it came out, it did not do that well. It was a box office disappointment. The critics tore it apart. And for years, people were tearing it apart. And nowadays, people liked it, but you're not going to. I mean, the Blu ray, I think, is sharing it with Last Man Standing. I don't even know if it has its own solo Blu ray. For what I understand, I don't think it has a solo Blu ray. Doesn't it share it with Last Man Standing? It's like Time Cop and Blood. Like Bloodsport, I don't think it has its own solo Blu ray. It shares it with Time Cop. I reviewed that film. I ranted on that film for like an hour. It's on the channel. They're both worse. In your, I'm not sure what you meant. Chucky or Michael Myers. I'll go with Michael Myers. Blames everyone else on that. Okay, well, good for that guy. I don't remember anything about Iron Monkey. Jada Pinkett ever heard? They both can kiss my ass. Top five and no order because I don't know what order. The Hitcher, yeah, The Hitcher would be in there. Split Second would be in there. The Hitcher, Split Second, Blind Fury, Wanted, Dead or Alive. Actually, scratch that. The Hitcher, Split Second, Blind Fury, Blade Runner, Wanted, Dead or Alive. Hmm. Yeah, because they want to do. I'm sure they want to do a reboot, just like Chainsaw Massacre 2022, just like Halloween 2018. They see how much Halloween 2018 Halloween Kills made. They see how much Scream 5 made. Warner Bros. Like, wait a minute, we need to get in on this action and make some money. Yeah. Well, that was staged. They both admitted it was staged. Van Damme and Dolph have both admitted they came up with it before because we're supposed to fight each other in the movie. It's a public event. We have a little scuffle. People talk about it. Then they hear about the movie. That was planned. They both said it afterward. It was planned. And there was really nothing that physical to get into it. I mean, hell, technically that slap Will Smith had was more physical than that fight. Right, Steven? No, not really. I know about him, but I haven't read him all the way. Yeah. The worst of all time, there's too many films to put on that list. Way too many films to put on that list. Most overrated horror character. I have no idea what the most overrated horror character would be. I have no idea. I have to think about it. Do you know? Yeah, I know. And he wanted to rewrite it and make it more of an action film. And he changed the character from Axel Foley to Axel Cobretti, the Motor City Cobra. And the producer, like people said, hey, I don't think this is the right fit. Stone left, but he took some of his ideas and then he made Cobra. Yeah. The more I think about it, yeah, I would say I like the first one more than the second. I've seen Streets of Fire, but I wasn't really into it like other people were. I like the car from the 70s, but I do think Maximum Overdrive is better. But the car, I like it. Yeah, it is a piece of garbage, the Chainsaw 2022. Mike likes it a lot more than I do. Hey, great to be. Hope you're doing well. Problem with insomnia? Yeah, from time to time. Yeah, I've had it from time to time. Yeah, I don't care about a TED show. I wasn't even big on the movies. I reviewed Fist of North Star, the anime. Well, yeah, I know. I've seen the live action movie with Gary Daniels. I didn't mind it for what it was. Favorite is Freddy. Yeah, Jason is a close second to Freddy, but I would say mine's Freddy, number one. But Jason is a close second. Count Dooku, I was pretty indifferent on him. I like Christopher Lee. Miss about the 90s. I miss video stores going in and just being in that atmosphere and looking around and looking at all the movies and seeing what came out that day and picking it up something tangible in your hand. Just the atmosphere of all these movies around you. I miss that atmosphere in a video store because I used to work at a video store back in the day. So I do miss that. Second, yeah, I worked at a video store for about 5, 6 years, then before it was closed down. Second, the type of action movies, the variety of action movies. It wasn't just superhero, superhero, superhero. You'd have a disaster movie like Daylight, and you'd have a volcano movie. You'd have an Independence Day movie. You'd have Last Man Standing, that type of movie. You'd have Cliffhanger, a hard target type of action movie. You'd have those creature features like The Relic and Mimic and Deep Rising. I miss that. And the music was better at that time period too. So that'll be my third one. The music was better. Worst Star Wars villain, Kylo Ren. Fuck Kylo Ren. Family Video. Never went to Family Video that much, and I did not work at a Family Video. Worked at one called Mr. Movies. Theatrical is much better. I hate the comic book style on the Warriors. Theatrical is much better. They used to miss about the 80s everything. I told you. I knew it was going to happen. Blair Witch reboot. Are people that surprised? And it's stupid. They did one called Blair Witch in 2016, and it bombed because no one cared. Here's what people don't understand. The original Blair Witch Project divided people. I love the film. I love the Blair Witch Project. I got it right here. I wish there was a bigger, better special edition. This deserves a better special edition. There ain't jack shit for features, and this is a film that's very popular. Whether you like or hate it, it was a very popular film. It deserves a lot more features because this is not much. It may look it, but it's not much of shit. This deserves like a Vinegar Syndrome, Stream Factory, Arrow Video. Arrow Video should do a Blair Witch Project. Arrow Video. I'm not even kidding. And that film I really loved, but a lot of people didn't. So you already divided people. So the sequel came out, no one cared. And the reboot came out, no one cared. Just half the people hate it. And the people who liked it, they just liked this one film because it was lightning in the bottle. So there's no point in rebooting it because no one's going to see it. No one wants it. You're giving people something they don't want. It's going to bomb. I can already tell you right now, it's going. Blair Witch 2016, they did the same thing and it bombed. I don't care about the Obi-Wan show. From what I understand, Obi-Wan is barely in it. Very, very loosely based on the novel, like very loosely. Yes, remakes should take a big long break. Yeah, I heard about Streets of Rage, but I never played the games because I don't have. I didn't have Genesis. That that could be a whole hour just be talking about the worst films I reviewed. I can't make a top five. It's too many. Never saw 1 million years BC. Fly Away Wild. I don't think I've seen that one. Uh, I have no idea who that is. Never watched Leave It to Beaver. The movie never held up. It was always bad. The cartoon, the animated series is good though. Wes Anderson, not really a fan of him as a director. I reviewed the film Blow with Johnny Depp. Decent film. I like Nighthawks. I like Nighthawks, but it's not in my top five. Hey, Orc, hope you're doing well. Thank you, man. I'll trying. If you just, I wouldn't even make the movie. I wouldn't recast it all. I just wouldn't make it. No, because he did fucking Kong vs. Godzilla, which I thought sucked dick. And I was the only person. I don't even remember doing that video, but I believe you. See, I make so many videos, I don't remember them. Uh, Thank you, Mick. I appreciate it. That movie, for what I understand, is never going to come out. They made it. It's now stuck in some lawsuit, some right, some about the rights. For what I understand, that film will never come out, or at least not for a long while. Uh, yeah, I miss video stores as well. Crash Bandicoot. I remember. I only played the first one. And I liked it. Uh, yeah, Superman the movie's great. Yeah, exactly. A Blair Witch game. I remember there were three games actually. Oh no, you're talking about the new one. Back in the day, there were three video games for the PC, and one was about Rust and Parr, and there's two others. It was like the old Alone in the Dark game. But yeah, the new Blair Witch, and I watched someone do a playthrough, and it looked like it was shit. The dog was the best character in the game. The ending was so anticlimactic and boring. Well, there'd be no way. No, they wouldn't do that. I reviewed Freddy vs. Jason. If you want to check out my review, hi Callum. I don't care what the plot would be. Just don't make it. I don't even know what Rogers is. Good episodes. Um, I didn't mind some of the Riddler episodes. I did a rant on the new Matrix film. If you want to watch it, I went pretty in depth on it. It's complete garbage. Who's that? All aren't they doing that Gremlins thing? They're doing something with Gremlins. I forget what that was called. I have no interest in watching it. It's 3 hours. Man, there's so many, so many comments. I'm doing my best. Um, the worst is the Michael Bay reboot. That's easily the worst. Barbed Wire. That's a pretty bad movie. I mean, it stars Pam Anderson. What do you expect? Do you like spinach? No. Top five slasher films. It's too many to name. I don't know. Favorite voice actors? I mean, I don't really have favorite voice actors. I can't answer that. Are you going to review Ants? No. No one sent in a request for it. I've seen Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. That's a film that grew on me throughout the years. It got a little bit better with age. Uh, Not really, because they want name value. And it's quantity over quality with movies today. They just want product, whatever it is. Doesn't mean they don't care if it's good or bad. Top three favorite Friday the 13th movies. My personal favorite is Jason Goes to Hell. I know people get pissed about that. Then Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. Then Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. And fan film, I would say Never Hike Alone, but fuck those guys. Fuck those assholes. I'll say this. Fuck Womp Stomp Films. Fuck them up their ass. You don't know who they are? They did that fucking Never Hike Alone, which I did like, and then they did the sequel. That was a whole headache. God, that was a whole fucking headache I had to deal with them. God damn. Now they're doing their fucking sequel. I don't want to bore you guys with the details on that, but God, Womston Films was such a fucking pain in the ass. Unless people want to know the details on it, that's up to you guys, but unless you guys want me to tell the story on it. All types of all types of videos are fun to make. Death Battle. I have not seen Death Battles. I don't want any more Terminator. I mean, what? Why is it that people they keep hoping for another good Terminator, and then you always get let down? So that I don't know why you always keep. I don't know why you keep looking for the next one to maybe turn around. That rarely happens. I've heard of Flesh Gordon. I've never seen it. Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I've only seen a few episodes, but I can't give much of an opinion on it. High Flash. Yeah, I know there's a Russian version of Commando. I never saw it, though. Um, if Stallone replaced John Cena, and it was Stallone, Jackie Chan. Yeah, I would have seen the film right away if it ever did come out, but that will never happen. Nope, no one requested Morbius. Predator 2, Cobra. I go with Predator 2. I have not seen Morbius. No one sent in a request for it. And yeah, Gremlin Secrets of the Barbed Wire. That's what it was called. Thank you for that. Morbius, yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, Dread needed a sequel. Uh, Cobra. Cobra 2 would have been nice as well. Chocolate. I was always a vanilla guy. People want to see. Well, I guess they got with that Never Hike in the Snow, which was like 20 minutes, and then Jason was in it for like five. Is Yeah, those would be my favorites of '97. Hope you're doing well, Jonathan Lindsay. Didn't see more Comic Conquest. Avengers Grimm. I think I ranted on that, but I don't remember a damn thing about it. Don't know who that is. Well, okay, let me tell you. Okay, bear with me. Let me tell a bit of story, because some people may not know. So bear with me. I apologize for people with questions, but bear with me. I'll tell the story about Womstown Films. Because why not? So again, I apologize. Just bear with me. It may take about 5-10 minutes, so bear with me. There was a fan film called Never Hike Alone. Now, I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I thought it was fairly good. And I thought for a low budget, it was well shot. It was a different type of Friday the 13th film. I liked it. Even bought their Blu ray to support them. And of course, the director, hey, thank you for that. Thank you for the kind words, blah, 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 blah. So then some years go by. I was doing one of these live streams, and people said, hey, I thought it was a request, but no, the more I remember, it was a someone in the live stream said it. Hey, they did another one. Check it out. I'm like, okay. So I checked it out. It was called Never Hiked in the Snow. Now, what happened with that was I saw it and I thought, well, okay, this is the same budget they had. The same budget, but it's half the running time of the first one. Okay. Oh, it's Jason in the Snow. Never Hiked in the Snow. It's called that. Jason's in it for 5 minutes. He shoots an arrow. That's it. So then I was being nice, and the review is still up. I was being nice, and I'm like, hey, you know what? What's the point of complaining about a fan film? It's a fan film, but a lot of people were asking me about it. You want to hear my opinion on it? And this is when I had the microphone holding up here. I didn't really care for it. I thought it was a story that kind of went nowhere, and I thought, where did the budget go? Because I think they got a lot more bang for their buck in the first one, and like it was really boring, and these tangents that didn't go anywhere, and the guy going "ya bang" because remember the berries, Friday the 13th Part 6. I thought that was pretty lame, pretty disappointing. Then the guy left a War and Peace this fucking big of a dialogue. What you talk about? Why didn't you follow what we were doing for the past year? And I'm sitting there, and then I ask people on my Facebook, they go, make a rebuttal on that. Just, hey, if I have a right to complain to them, they have a right to complain to me about my video. That's the world. The world still keeps turning. It's fair is fair. They have a right to complain about me. I have a right back and forth. That's fair. That's 50-50. That's true equality. So then I did a video, and it's still up, addressing Womp Stomp films. And then I wasn't nice anymore. And I said, you know what? No, I didn't follow your film. Because number one, I didn't even know it was out. Number two, it was part of the fucking pandemic. I'm sorry that I have shit like the real world I have to deal with. Don't worry about your fucking fan film and following every fucking Facebook, every this and that. And I want to go in without knowing anything so I didn't get spoiled. So all you big troubles going on, you were in the fucking snow. Okay, it's not like it would be easy. If you thought it was going to be easy shooting the snow, then you're the one in the wrong. You fucked up. And then I said, well, why didn't you ask for more money? You complained you didn't have enough money. You had the same budget as the first one, but the first one is double the length, and it was a more interesting story. I'm like, well, why didn't you ask for more money then? And then, and then he said, oh, you're wrong. And then I was replying to someone nicely, and the guy replied, the director, and it was the director, because he told me he was the director. He literally said, and I shit you not, he said, fuck what you disagree with. He literally said that. He said, fuck what you disagree with. And I'm sitting there going, wow, that's mature. And I know about not being mature, so I can speak. I'm not mature either. We just smell our own brand. And I'm sitting there going, and look what they did. Never Hiked Alone 2. What did they do? They asked for $150,000 more money. They got almost $200,000. And I even said, why don't you ask for $100,000? And then, instead of a short 20-minute, now they're combining 3 20 minutes to make a 90-minute presentation. Wow, what did I complain about? It should be longer. Ask for more money. And that's what they did 2 years later. So the shit I was complaining about, it's the stuff they did. Go fucking figure. Go fucking figure. Yeah, all I did was give my honest opinion, and I was low key. And you know me, I'm rarely low key. I was low key. The video is still up, by the way. Never Hiked in the Snow is on my channel. It's a very low key, because I'm not going to go that all out. It's just a fan film. If you watch my review of Never Hiked in the Snow and it's still up, it is one of the more low-key rants that I've done because it's a fan film. Then when the guy got butthurt, then it was fuck it. I'm like, it was yeah. They liked it when I liked their first movie and I bought their Blu-ray. But then the guy said I hate everything. I'm like, I liked your first movie. Dumb fuck. What an idiot. But fuck Never Hike Alone too. Hey there, how you doing? No need for all caps, but hope you're doing well. Barely played that game. I go with 80s music. My favorite soundtrack is Rocky 4. Monopoly, pretty long game, but it's not the board game I would go to. It's not bad. It is almost 1 a.m. WrestleMania 18, I'd have to rewatch it again to get a better opinion. No, it's not one of my favorite comedies. I like the film though, but it's not one of my favorite comedies. But I do like it. I think Austin versus McMahon was a better story, although I did like the NWO. Yeah, exactly. I absolutely agree with that. Film school, no. Seems like oh, like that one guy who wrote the Die Hard article about how the first Die Hard is so misogynistic. Like that guy who went to creative writing school. You mean like him? You mean like that guy? uh, I know my favorite is From Dusk Till Dawn. I don't know what the others would be. Michael Clayton would be in the list somewhere though. Would I like to sequel? Not now. Back then, sure. No, my favorite is Hard Target, which is no, this is my favorite. This one right here. I think I have, but it's been forever. It's been so long. I don't remember much about it. Do I mind Owen Wilson? No, I don't mind Owen Wilson. Why would it be in set in Africa? Lord of the Flies, I don't remember much about. I do like The Road Warrior. Nope, I've not seen Sonic 2. I prefer popcorn. I'm not going to get into Russia, man. No questions about Russia. I'm not going to get into that. Sorry. Uh, I don't know if it sounds like a horror score. It's a great score though by Harold Faltermeyer. Favorite childhood video game would probably be Turtles in Time for Super Nintendo. I didn't see the Thor 4 teaser. I have no interest. I'm tired of Marvel, so I didn't see the trailer. The only one I remember is Ocean's 11 with George Clooney. I remember not minding it. Scream Legacy. Don't know what that is. I don't mind it. I don't think it would be in my top five though. Hey man, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. General Ursus, I reviewed Greystoke like a week or two ago on the channel. I literally reviewed that like a week or two ago. Feel free to check it out if you want. Um, I didn't watch much, but I didn't watch much of those growing up. The George C. Scott 1980 film, The Changeman, I love it. It's one of my favorite ghost story movies. I don't know what that is. 2014, 2016 TMNT easily. Emily Blunt, good actress. Liked her in Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah, Maniac Cop 2 is definitely the best. Let's see. Good luck with that. Never saw Curse of the Werewolf. I don't need a Nintendo Switch. Never played Marvel Ultimate Alliance. DC has been doing well when the focus. Yeah, honestly, they have been doing better with that. I agree with that. I agree. That's my favorite of the three. Hip hop. It depends what it is. I mean, there's some DMX, there's some Tupac, there's some even Coolio. It just depends on specific tracks, like Tupac changes, among others. I wouldn't really want to see them team up. I want a good R-rated but a good story-driven, character-driven of just them by themselves. And I'm not interested in them teaming up with people. I grew up with Super Nintendo. I didn't grow up with Genesis. I don't know much about them. I don't want to see any more Friday the 13th. Perfect Storm, Ocean's 11. Never saw the Tender Bar. Not a fan of the Perfect Storm. The others I don't mind though. Favorite Brian De Palma film is Starface. Definitely Popeyes is better. I like Reanimator and Pet Cemetery, but it's not one of my favorites. No, they're not my. I like the films, but they're not my favorites. No, favorite zombie films is George Romero's Dawn of the Dead, among others, and favorite Stephen King movies would be like Maximum Overdrive, the Shining would be up there, Cat's Eye would be up there, among others. I like Pet Cemetery, but it's not one of my favorites. No. Uh, I mean, maybe like a crime thriller, not horror. Favorite pirate movie? I guess the first Pirates of the Caribbean. No, I like both. I don't really have one over the other. Favorite Sam Jackson movie? Die Hard with a Vengeance. Least favorite? I don't know. The Spirit? I don't know. Favorite Big Lebowski scene? Uh, I don't know. This I love it. It's one of my favorite comedies. This is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass. Samurai Cop, I did a review of it. It's bad, but it's fun for what it is. I guess I could say I like it for what it is. Shit, Jason. Good guy. I mean, he had me on like one or two of his videos a long time ago. I haven't heard from him in the longest of times. TMNT Tad for copyright. Hey, how's it going in Norway? Clash of the Titans, I didn't mind it. Disagree, Tito. Sorry. Disagree. There are tolerable ones, but there's not one that I love. Hip hop or country. It depends. Each one has their different certain sections. I guess if I have to pick one, it'd be hip hop. Favorite Fame movie? Probably Kung Fury. Never heard of it. Tommy Knockers, pretty shitty. So there's a Looper. Looper is better. Uh, I like Riccio. I don't know if it'd be one of my favorite comic book. I guess it could be. I mean, I did like Riccio quite a bit. Queen of the Damned, that's a pretty awful film. That's a film no one talks about. If you like it, that's cool, Tabitha T. Stone. Hope you're doing well. Not sure if I've seen you on the chat before. Hope you're doing well. If again, people like stuff that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just I could not get the Queen of the Damned. Yeah, that guy who did that Die Hard article, I looked up his letterbox. He gave Aliens 1 star. He gave the original Die Hard half a star. He gave Predator 1 star, but he gave Matrix 4 like 3.5 or 4 stars, and he gave the new Chainsaw Master film 3.5 stars. So Aliens is a 1 star movie, but the new Chainsaw film is 3.5. And that guy gets jobs being getting paid writing shit. New Chainsaw Master is 3.5 stars, but Aliens is 1 star to him. Boundary Team NT. I had too many issues with it. No more fragile. I agree with that. Yeah, I don't mind Interview with a Vampire. Well, I deal with the Heath Ledger, but Heath Ledger had more to do, to be fair. But I would deal with Heath Ledger, yeah. The worst Bruce Willis movie ever? It'd be one of his direct-to-video films that I can't remember. I honestly can't remember his direct. It was one of them, though. The number 23 was predictable. You knew 10 minutes in, 15 minutes in, what the ending would be. I watched the first season and then I was done. I didn't need to see any more. Fat Ties of Ridgemont High, not bad. Decent film. River Phoenix, he died way too soon. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I didn't have that growing up. Cujo, good movie. Green or purple grapes. Actually, lately I'm more into purple grapes now. Yeah, Day of the Dead is my second favorite. So yeah, George Romero's Dawn of the Dead is my number one, but George Romero Zombie, the original Day of the Dead would be my second favorite. That's a good choice. Jason Goes to Hell. Actually, I like both of them. They're Yes, they're different. I'm glad it's different. It was part 9 and part 10. I think they were fun for what they were. Love Ferris Bueller's Day Off, classic. Orgasmo could not get into. Favorite actress scene in Aliens, the finale, and the I should say, scratch that. The When Ripley saves Newt from the nest and then goes total ham on the eggs and the xenomorphs and just unleashing all that machine gun fire. I was more of a Clint Eastwood guy. I think I've seen them, but I don't remember much. I haven't seen much John Wayne, although I did a review and liked Rio Bravo. I did like that one. Telltale Game, never even heard of it. Uh, Favorite books? I mean, they're not typical books. I mean, there's the Creature Features movie guide by John Stanley. There's a ultimate visual history of the Ninja Turtles. This is a fun book if I don't let it drop on me. Oh no, that's not it. There's a Steven Seagal book I have somewhere. That's a good one. Uh, I like heavy metal. Sin City, I don't mind. Road to Perdition, I'm not really a fan of. So no, I wouldn't say those are some of my favorites. No, maybe heavy metal. Maybe I put heavy metal in there. Sam Jackson. I mean, I could deal with him. Son of Butcher. Never seen it. Heard of the original Starface. Never saw it. Don't know who that is. Yeah, Dawkins great in Elm Street 3. Kane was average as a wrestler. The gimmick sold a lot of his matches. He was okay. As an actor, I've only seen him in See No Evil 1 and 2. Uh, no, I don't know anything about that. Don't know what that is. Love Kiss the Dragon is my favorite Jet Li film. Never understood you hate for. Because here's what you have to understand. I've talked to those guys for years, on a forum, and we would discuss stuff back and forth. And they sold people on all this stuff they did, and all this stuff they said, and all this stuff they would bring out. And then all they did was dump out a documentary that was only 80 minutes long. And I'm sorry, that definitive, when you call yourself the definitive history, it's the title of the documentary. It's called The Definitive History of the Ninja Turtles. And your definitive history, 70% of the history is missing. Half of the 80s cartoon is missing, like the Red Sky episode stuff. That's missing. Most of the comic book stuff, they talk about the first two issues, that's it. They don't talk about the Archie comics, they don't talk about the Image comics, they don't talk about the newer comics. All that's missing. They don't give one mention of a 2003 cartoon, not even a mention. The second film in 1991, all they did a 30-second, the film sucked. The third film, it sucked, but it was better than the second one. That's all they said about it. And other than a random aside about the coming out of their shells tour for a few minutes, the last third of that documentary was just about Eastman and Laird. If you want to do a documentary on Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, fine. Call it that. Promote it that way. But a third of your documentary is just, they split up, they went in this and this. Okay, it's a history about these two guys, not of these characters. They don't talk about the video games. They don't talk about a lot of the merchandising, other than the initial toys. There's so much stuff they left on there. And here's the thing. If it's so definitive, why did they want to do a sequel? Which hasn't come out in what? 8 years? It's been 8 years now? No sequel. 8 years. 8 years. No sequel. 8 years. So yeah, when you call yourself the definitive documentary, and most of it is not there, and they upped all this stuff, and none of it is in it, then yeah, they misled people. And the reason, let me put it this way. Do you remember, does anyone in here remember his name was Jason? For people in the chat? Let me know if people remember his name was Jason. For anyone in the chat, I know it takes a bit to catch up. Does anyone remember his name was Jason? Does anyone remember that? Who were into horror film, Friday the 13th? Imagine his name was Jason, was called The Definitive History of Friday the 13th. You deal with it because it's better than nothing, but it wasn't that great. But then you got Crystal Lake Memories. Crystal Lake Memories is the definitive history. And if you've seen both, I guarantee you people will say, which is better, Crystal Lake Memories or His Name Was Jason? I think most people say Crystal Lake Memories. That is what people wanted. Not His Name Was Jason. You don't realize how much is missing until you see this. Crystal Lake Memories, which is so much better. And that's what I'm getting at with Turtle Power. If you think it's good, cool. But Until they made the actual definitive, you don't realize how much is missing. Exactly. And that's my point. Turtle Power, it can look good because, wow, no one has ever talked about the 1990 Ninja Turtles film. And if you liked it for that, cool, I get it. If they just took that portion and put it on a special edition of the 1990 film, cool. But you don't know how much is missing. I grew up with these characters. I know how many avenues that are missing from this definitive documentary. And again, they're melting you because they want to make it in parts, like Turtle Power Part 2. Because that's another money. It's like the In Search of Darkness. Remember that In Search of Darkness? We have it all. And then In Search of Darkness Part 2. Then In Search of Darkness Part 3. Here's another $60. They're milking you along. I think after so many years, they found a way out. Nickelodeon said, hey, we'll release it since the 2014 film's coming out, but this is all you can do. They got something out of it. Maybe they got a bit of payday from it. And now, you're not going to see a part 2 to that. Good luck. Yeah. Crystal Lake Memories is... Turtle Power is the His Name Was Jason of Ninja Turtles. When you... If there was ever a Crystal Lake Memories version of Ninja Turtles, no one goes back and watches His Name Was Jason. And there's some people that feel His Name Was Jason was shit, or meh, or forgettable. That's my point. Turtle Power is here when it could be here. You got the His Name Was Jason version. You deserve the Crystal Lake Memories version. That's my point. And no one wants to say this because if you say you look like an asshole, I'm fine with looking like an asshole. I've done it twice today. I'll do it 3 times tomorrow. Did you look like an asshole and a fanboy? I'm glad with that. I'll look like an asshole, be fine and dandy with it. Because no one else is willing to do it, I'll lie on that grenade. I'll jump on that grenade and let it blow up like the guy in Child's Play 3. But anyway, that's my bit of rant there. Not on the guy asking the question, but just that, because I talked to those guys. I interviewed those guys. I literally interviewed them. And they bullshitted to my face. I interviewed them. Well, I just, that's not fair. They didn't, the bullshit. But I interviewed them. And, fuck, man. All for nothing. Hey, Revolver. So did you have an opinion on those horrible modern horror takes on slasher classics? Which ones? Which ones are you talking about? Elm Street Remake was terrible. Or are you talking about like Halloween Kills and Chainsaw 2022 and Scream 5? Which ones are you talking about? Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't have sponsorships, but that's why I'm poor. Well, one of the reasons. So they're smarter than me. That's the thing. They're smarter than me. Andromeda Galaxy. You mean like the actual, or is that like a movie? Nope. Never had duck meat. A Search of Darkness. There's no reason those things should cost 60 some dollars. And to me, those are ripoffs. You literally, if you give someone enough time, like, okay, if they had nothing to do and they could just sit in front of a computer, in a month, I could give you In Search of Darkness. If I had nothing to do. Because all you do is you take a film and then you either get a guy like Dead Meat the film is about this, and this is what happened. And, some people liked it. And all the other interviews, you've seen Jeffrey Combs talk about Reanimator. You've seen John Carpenter talk about The Thing. There are clips on YouTube you could literally grab and edit together. You could make your own In Search of Darkness. You really could. So, I don't get the point of that. If you wanted to do it like year by year, and we don't talk about every single film and not charge $60, then maybe. Amazing Spider-Man 2, I thought was the better suit. I reviewed those on the channel. Those reviews are up. I reviewed Chainsaw 2022. That review is on the channel. I reviewed Halloween Kills. They were dog shit. Chainsaw 2022, you spend 10 minutes talking about a fucking Confederate flag. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe they're big fans of Dukes of Hazzard. I don't give a shit. You have stupid characters you don't like, you don't care about. You have the self-driving vehicle at the end. You have the fucking Leatherface finds a chainsaw on the wall and starts off 10 seconds. You have, you don't get cancer, bro. Stupidity. No one knows how to open a fucking window or escape from a bus. Three people going to that bus and no one warns, oh, by the way, someone's dead. Maybe we should barricade the front. Maybe we should get some weapons, anything to protect ourselves. No. Completely stupid. Halloween Kills was stupid too. The fucking girl that wasn't there a Michael Myers did something, Kung Fu grip, and the girl shot herself. Evil Dies Tonight said 85 fucking times. Fucking hell. I did not know that. Good. That's for the better. Alien 3 is worse. Yes, because now Brie Larson is in it. Brie Larson's in the film, so yes, it can suck worse. The actual Andromeda Galaxy. I mean, it's humbling. It's so big, so gigantic that even if you had the ability to explore, you could not be able to do it in your own lifetime. And the hopes and wonders of maybe there's something out there that we're not alone. It's like we couldn't possibly be alone. And curiosity as to what would be in that vicinity, but sadly we will never know in our lifetime. I don't think we will ever know whether we're alone or not in our lifetime. Yeah, it was fucking garbage. I have a review of that on the channel if you want to watch it. For your fast food, McDonald's. Never visited Australia. Never have. Sherry did a Halloween Resurrection. So no, I would not want to see it. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, no love for dead meat. I don't blame you. Hello, my name is Dead Meat, and I have this fake radio voice. Sin City. 80s horror movies has more heart. I agree. I mean, John Carpenter's The Thing, the Blob remake from 1988, Evil Dead 2, films like Child's Play, Choppy Mall, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. This is a personal favorite of mine. This is a nice gift. Leviathan. One of my personal favorites. That's 90s action. Let's see. No, I don't think it's worth watching. And I don't think the cop's dead. It's just literally a psycho cop, and it costs like $80. I don't know, $80 to make. Favorite Batman suit? I don't know, maybe 89 Batman or maybe Returns. The Black Hole, I remember not minding for what it is. Um, I'll name five. John Carpenter's The Thing, The Hitcher from 1986, Predator. Let's see. The first couple Rambo films. And I'll give an underrated one, Uncommon Valor from 1983. 1983, a film called Uncommon Valor with Gene Hackman. So I would go with that one. Oh, well, thank you, JoJo. $10 super chat. Thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. I myself am not a fan of the classic horror movie remake of any of them. Makes you go back and appreciate the original ones much more anyway. Here you go, bud. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. I mean, you say you mean like the stuff with Stream 5 and Chainsaw 2022 Halloween Kills? Or even else, yeah, I mean, like the April Fool's Day remake was horrible and makes me love the original more. My Bloody Valentine remake was fine, but I like the original much more. Rob Zombie's Halloween was awful. It's just different ways of people making films nowadays that I just disagree with, whether in terms of writing, not caring about likable characters, not caring about likable motifs, not caring about I don't know, like different ideals, like different attributes that people employ nowadays in movies that I don't agree with. And maybe that's just how people have changed, or what? Oh, cool. What's your opinion on Peter Weller? I like Peter Weller. He seems like an asshole in real life. I've heard stories that there was I think he did an episode of like that Man MPI TV show, that new one. Because I listened to this guy Bobby Lee, and he did some episodes of it. Peter Weller directed one episode, and he like yelled at him and cursed him. What the fuck you doing? He's like, he seems like a surly asshole, but he's a good actor. Of Unknown Origin, very underrated film from the early '80s. What was it? David Cronenberg. Naked Lunch. I do love RoboCop. Like Buckaroo Banzai. Yeah, I like Peter Weller as an actor. Leviathan's my personal favorite. I have not seen Bay of Blood. Hmm. I never thought about that, but yeah, I guess it's kind of like Rogue One. But in Uncommon Valor, they're going to rescue prisoners of war. Gene Hackman wants to find his son that he hasn't seen for years. Stars Gene Hackman, Patrick Swayze, Tim Thomerson, Reb Brown, Fred Ward from Tremors. Yeah, yeah. You do care about the characters. Has a touchy. I've recommended that to people, and a lot of times people watched it and they've teared up at the end. Like, that to me is a film that's just criminally underrated. Which movie starts worse? Uh, F9 is worse. F9 is worse. Railgun games? No, I haven't played those. Once a long time ago, but I don't remember much. Freddy vs. Chucky would be a crappy idea. Did you know it took James Earl 5 months to realize he should have written his own scripts for? What? It should not have taken 5 minutes, let alone 5 months. Uncommon Valor. That's another one. Leviathan from 1989. Hard Target with Van Damme. I mean, there's a lot. Broken Fist. If you like martial arts, Broken Fist is with Johnny on Bosch. He was a guy on Power Rangers. But that pretty much the entire movie is like one big long fight scene. Like, it's a pretty crazy movie if you like fights and martial arts. There's more fight scenes in that than most Marvel films. But yeah, Broken Fist. Drive from 1997, Marta Costras is another one that deserves attention. Kevin Spacey, Al Baldwin, despite some jokes, it was an accident what Al Baldwin did. What Kevin Spacey did was not an accident, and he did it more than once. So Kevin Spacey is worse. Pick your poison. The RoboCop TV series because I've never seen it, so it would be my first time seeing it. So I'll pick RoboCop TV series because I've never seen that. Yeah, Predator 2 is great. And speaking of which, we gotta pop this guy in because you need to see Predator 2. And if you don't see Predator 2, Danny Glover says, fuck yourself. Yeah. Fuck you. Mike Harrigan says so. You must see the movie. Oh, he goes, fuck yourself. There we go. Fix his head. And that was a gift someone gave to me. That's the character from Predator 2. A very nice guy, Jillian. He was on the stream the last time I was on here. A very nice guy. I think I got. Wait. Oh, thank you, man. This is from AMBW channel. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Viva la Sly. All hail the 80s and 90s when action movies were awesome. Continue the great work, Matt. Thank you for the kind words and thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, back then it was just more back to basics. Even if it was over the top, it was still more people doing it with their bloodied hands, the blood, sweat, and tears, working out, sometimes, to be honest, chemically enhanced. Let's be honest. But, or in their needle in their ass cheek, but there was still a lot of working out, training martial arts. People had to work their asses off to do it, and you don't have that nowadays. I mean, you don't have this, that's good, but I mean, just people working their asses off, and you see the effort by the stuntmen, by the practical explosive experts, and blood squid makers, and all that. You just don't have that anymore. Planets, never heard of it. Who would win? I would give it Jason. Well, Will Smith hasn't touched anyone well, Kevin Spacey touching someone is very different from Will Smith touching someone. So let's be honest, they're two very different things. Yeah, Uncommon Valor, yeah, love the film. Great movie. Brie Larson is way worse. Um, yeah. My favorite is Dawn of the Dead, but Creature would be up there. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. So yeah, apparently there's over 90 people in the chat. Hello there, to anyone watching. So some question for you guys: what did you think about Thor 4? Because I didn't see the teaser. Because I don't give a fuck about Marvel. Ezra Miller is a fruitcake. What do you feel about him? Fuck him. Have you guys seen any movies lately? New ones, I should say. And I'm still scrolling down, so bear with me. Yes, Predator 2 is the last great Predator movie. I don't know why people give that film crap. Oh yeah, the guy who did that Die Hard article, That Die Hard article writer, he gave Die Hard 1 half a star, Aliens 1 star, Predator 1 star, Batman 89 half a star, The First Men in Black 2.5, Blade 2 a half star, Shawshank Redemption 2 stars, but he gave Chainsaw Massacre 2022 3.5. I think he gave Matrix 4 the same thing. So to him, Matrix 4 is better than any of those films he mentioned. Matrix 4 is better than Shawshank Redemption, apparently, to that guy. Uh, I guess, although I like the sequel more. Yeah, I would go with Dead Alive. Although I do like The Frighteners. Bad Taste, I haven't seen in forever. I want to rewatch it again, though. I remember liking it. Meet the Feebles is very interesting, to say the least. As I'm getting hiccups from thinking of fucking Meet the Feebles. But I like that movie. Never seen it. Sin City, I like more. Someone? No. Blockers? No. No, I'm good with this one. For me, Rambo 2. Movies back then didn't feel mean spirited like films of today. Movies today just feel like they're lecturing, looking down upon the viewer. They hate their audience. Sadly, I'll drink to that. Because we gotta get our message across. And if we're not getting our message across, it's just shit entertainment. Because you have people going to college and getting these creative writing classes, and they're giving these articles that they're paid for. They talk about how Die Hard 1 is such a misogynist because Holly looked at John McClane with pity and disgust. Yeah, a guy who's bloodied up, and maybe she's like, oh my God, my husband is hurt. But this guy interpreted as she was disgusted with her husband because John McClane only cares about killing and hates his wife. At least the guy in that article said that. These are people going to college and writing this shit, and they're getting jobs either that or in Hollywood. That Halo, I never played Halo, but didn't the Halo show? Didn't they say they never gave a shit about or didn't play the games, but they decided to make it? I've heard bits and pieces of that. I think the guy said when he called Steven Seagal was getting a blowjob or something. But Seagal's a fucking idiot. Oh shit. Hey there. My favorite two Michael Myers was Dick Calso and Part 4's George P. Wilder. Liked the comments towards about them on Instagram. That's very cool. Yeah, my favorite Halloween is actually the second film. And oh, Nick Calso was part one, duh. The second one was I forgot his name. Nick Calso was part one. I forgot who did the second one. I had it on the tip of my tongue. But they did a good job. Nick Castle in part one, George Wilbur in part four. Someone will remind me of the. Because Halloween 2 was actually my favorite. I like the first Unbock. I don't like the sequels. And the knockoffs are better than the stuff today. The new one? No, I have no interest in seeing it. Bob Remake Top 5? Yes, I would. Love that movie. Oh, hey there. How's it going in Finland? Love the Van Damme Bloodsport Avatar. Love Van Damme. Speaking of which, I'll just show this again. Love this. But yeah, big fan of Van Damme. I didn't mind the original Planet Apes, but they're not my favorite franchise. I don't mind them, but I don't. There's none that I love. But the 2001 Tim Burton one is definitely the worst. I guess if I have a favorite, maybe the original. Uh, I don't remember that film. Yeah, I know Brie Larson has a YouTube channel, but I don't ever care to watch it. Never saw Amazing Planets. Worst Seagal movie is between Attack Force and Sniper Special Ops. I didn't mind Creepshow 2 for what it was. I liked the raft episode. Do I hate Marvel? Yes, especially nowadays. Land of the Dead is average. Survival of the Dead was god awful. That's one of George Romero's worst films. Survival of the Dead, one of his worst. So Thor 4 sucked. Thor 4 teaser looked nothing mind blowing. Ezra's a psychopath. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Shows I'm dumber too because everyone else is making like all this money on YouTube and shows how dumb I am. But oh well. I'll die poor but dumb. But at least I'll be like the underground or something. Maybe you'll be like I have one of those like cult following things. There's this weird asshole redneck with a backward cap and a Rambo cap. He ranted a lot of shit. It's like liquid television on meth. The new Top Gun film, if it's just a remake of the first film, I'm not really hyped. Didn't do too much. Haven't seen it. Ezra can go F himself. As in fuck himself. That's more than growing pains. You're trying to kill people and you're entering people's houses. That's more than growing pains. That's a pain in the fucking thorny ass. He needs to go to jail and learn the hard way. I've seen The Room. It's there. But it's been so overhyped that it's just, yeah. Haven't watched Marvel since Black Panther. Yeah. I actually like City Hunter. I liked that. I thought it was pretty entertaining. I mean, I liked the Street Fighter parody. I liked the villains. You had Gary Daniels, and you also had he starred in the film Under the Gun. Not Ken Norton. I forgot his name. Is it something Norton? Richard Norton. I think Richard Norton. Well, I liked it for what it was. I didn't mind it. Yeah, a lot of people. Well, that was listed a long time ago, but that's not happening. Northman, I don't know anything about. Indifferent. Ah, okay. Yeah, I always love Blade. Blade. I don't understand the hate for Blade too. I always enjoyed it. Yeah, I liked Destruction. That was his last good film. And yeah, Chris is not going around choking people. Terrible. I agree with that. It was terrible. Don't know who they are. Meet the Parents. I like the first one. He's still around. He still does stuff. I think his channel's a different name though. I forget what it is because I'm bad with names. No, I'm gonna watch him some other way. Midway, never seen it. DC films were alright, even though I'm a fan of both sides. I like the new Batman. I didn't really have any issues with it that people had. I don't really understand their issues, but hey, to each their own. I didn't really understand because people are like, oh, Catwoman's black. I'm like, so was Eartha Kitt. Eartha Kitt was black in the Adam West Batman, and no one cared then. There's a lot of woke shit, but I think the Batman is the wrong hill to die on. Like, if you don't do like those Disney shows or Star Wars, I can understand. The Batman, I think that's the wrong hill to die on that front, but that's just me. Godzilla, I did not know that. Dave McRae, I don't know who that is. Castaway, great movie. Dave, who's that? Is that the guy who did the Die Hard article? If so, I talked about it at the end of the video. Or was that a different person? Oh yeah, Thor 4, yeah. I have not seen the new films. I haven't seen Morbius. I haven't seen Sonic 2. Uh, didn't get any paid requests for it, so didn't see them. And I'm busy with the paid requests. Nothing to be sorry about. You can talk about what you want. You can talk about anything. Just know, like, no stuff about Russia. I don't want to talk about Russia and Ukraine. I don't want to talk about that. But anything else is game. Sorry, yeah, nothing to be sorry about. Disney has issues with propaganda. Someone told me they had 165 billion. Now they're down to 9 billion. Like before all this shit happened, they had 165 billion. Now they're down to 9 billion. They lost 156 billion dollars. Is that true? Someone told me that. Yeah, I agree with that. Exactly. Thank you, Brock Schlock. By the way, it's cool. Like, there's new. Apparently, because I started so late, there's people I've never seen. Like, I've never seen Revolver Ocelot. Like to Metal Gear Solid. Brock Schlock, this is the first I've seen you on here, so nice to meet you. Also, nice to see the same, like, Alan Stanley. That's just horrible. Well, everyone else loved it. What was the deal with that? I heard about that. I didn't know what the deal was. Was that true, or was that stuff people made up for drama for YouTube views? I don't know what the whole deal with that was. But yeah, Stan Lee. And of course, after he died, then they're like, "Oh, he was such a horrible person." Oh, you didn't say this when he was alive, huh? You wait till he died. But yeah, it sucked when Stan Lee passed away. Well, Chris Stubman is taking like $3 million to make a fucking found footage movie. I don't know why you need 3 million to make a found footage movie. Believe me, I've seen a lot of them. They cost a lot less than 3 million. Yeah, I can understand that. I don't care if it is true or not. I mean, it would not change my mind because if someone's gay or straight or bi, that doesn't matter at the end of the day. So if they're true or not, that it'd actually be a funny story because now you're like picturing like what you could do a skit on, like, well, not SNL but like a skit. The horror, the horror. Wait a minute, the horror, motherfucker! I want you to suck my dick right now. Damn it! Bullshit, my dick right now. With the horror. You see this? It's my dick running down the street. If you want to catch up to it, then get on with it, motherfucker. I can't do impressions, man. Yeah, Dick Warlock, he was in Halloween 2, who played Michael Myers. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's what it seems like nowadays. Even the diehard Halo fans hate the show. Yeah, I can see that. I haven't played many video games based on them, honestly. The only ones I played is Spider-Man for PS1. I don't know. I'm trying to. Like, I don't have many of them. Like I have for PS2 stuff like Area 51. Um, I liked this one, Rise to Honor. And like the games I play more is like this is my favorite game of all time, Silent Hill 2. This is my favorite game of all time. I actually did a review of this. I uploaded it like yesterday. And another one I like is Cold Fear. But yeah, Silent Hill 2, Resident Evil 4, those are my favorites. I also like. Here you go. There you go. Actually, that's the second game that has that. I wish this game had that music. Metal Gear Solid. Had this from way back in the day for the PS1. Same with Silent Hill. This is my Silent Hill game. So old, the damn front busted. With the book has Metal Gear Solid. There's Silent Hill. Yeah, Resident Evil 2. From back in the day. Resident Evil 2. And they even have this. No front for it, but for me, remember this game. Intelligent Cube. For those who don't remember, this is the game. It's a puzzle game. Pretty fun puzzle game as well. Intelligent Cube. Got this for a good price before it went skyrocket. But yeah, love that stuff. You see a I heard about that. Yeah, that's what gamers wanted to see. Master Chief's asshole. Go game for Master Chief. There's an asshole, now go eat it. Star Chaser, Legend of War, never saw it. People love the Halo TV show, I can see. Well, all he did was that one scene where he put the mask up and he looked. That's all Tony Moran did. Like, Tony Moran didn't do anything. That's the thing. It's like Ari Lehman as Jason, the original Friday 13th. You're in a fucking water, you popped up. Tony Moran. Your face was shown. You fucking Shawn Michaels' wandering eye. And then Tony Moran for years goes on, oh, John Carpenter had fucking orgies with Jamie Lee Curtis and made up all this stupid shit for attention. He's a fucking dumbass. Let's see. I disagree. I mean, Elm Street 5 is not a good film, but Hopkins also did Judgment Night with Emilio Estevez, which is a damn good movie. I don't think it's a major step down at all. It has a great pace, has a good cast, has a good score, has wonderful action set pieces. It stands on its own 2 feet, doesn't just copy the original. In fact, I like Predator 2 more than the first. And I love the first. The first is one of my favorite films ever. But Predator 2 is also one of my favorite films ever, and I like it more. It's faster paced. It's a roller coaster movie. It brings more to the Predator as a character. You get more of his weapons. You get more of his situation of honor. You learn more of his. There's more than one Predator. The whole thing with the ship and the honor system and take it. It brings more to the mythology of the Predator. I think it does what a sequel should, and it was vastly underrated. So disagree. Do I own any swords? Why would I own swords? I think that word print is gone. If it ever existed, I think it's gone, long gone. I mean, I don't have a favorite Marvel comic. I'm looking up there. I'm looking at my Preacher comics from Vertical DC. I read Spider Man back in the day, but I don't have a favorite comic. Marvel movie, I mean, honestly, it'd be like The Punisher with Dolph Lundgren, like that type of thing. If you mean the new MCU, I guess the Captain America movies, like the Winter Soldier, but love Tango and Cash, one of my favorite buddy cop movies. I'll go with Cobra. Yeah, a lot of them are good. I mean, I like the first one, and then like even the later ones, Road Nation and Fallout are a great back-to-back series of movies. Favorite Creep Show segment, the crate from Creep Show 1. Trendmasters, don't know what that is. Creep Show 3 is awesome? What? Teach their own, man. I think that is a pile of dog shit. You have a segment about a haunted hot dog because a hobo choked on a hot dog, and he, well, hot dog. It's a haunted hot dog, and then another story is a haunted radio. The first story is about a woman whose family starts changing TV channels, including being black or Asian, and then she turns to a fucking Easter bunny or some kind of bunny. If you like it, teach their own. But Creepshow 3 is to me is one of the worst sequels of all time. Worst Marvel film? Captain Marvel. Hulk 2 Joe. I agree. That's why 2003 Hulk by Ian Lee is my favorite Hulk film. No, I'm not subscribing to any video services. I'm not a fan. I'm not much a fan of Elysium, so no, it doesn't hold up. Have you got the? It's not out on Blu-ray. It comes out next month. It's 2 a.m. I'm probably going to end it in about 5 minutes. So thanks for joining so far. I'll go for 5 more minutes. This 2 hours went by fast. 2 hours and 13 minutes I've been on. Jeez, it's like almost 2 a.m. I reviewed The Patriot with Steven Seagal. It's a bad movie. Patriot Mel Gibson much better. Uh Not really. No. You liked T-Shone, A Diary of the Dead I thought was an awful found footage that makes no sense. Like the guy has like all this countless footage and he uploads to YouTube in like 5 minutes. That would never happen. And the bad CGI and stupid decisions where people just stand there while people die and they don't do anything. And you're sitting there going, what the fuck is going on? And Survival of the Dead, don't they like kill a fucking horse and eat the horse and like even worse CGI? And that's like one of the worst. Well, it's a lot of bad. I've only seen the pilot and I didn't care for the pilot. I prefer that Child's Play 2 I much prefer, and Child's Play 3 and Child's Play 1 in the reboot, but I did not like the pilot. When Chucky fucking drinks alcohol and pukes someone to death by electrocuting, I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. Are you burned? I'm burned out on almost. Yeah, I am burnt out. Really, more Marvel movies. I'm burnt out more Marvel than DC. But I'm burnt out. I am burnt out on superhero movies. Thanks for the kind words. I really appreciate it, man. Really appreciate it. Bud City never seen. I don't care how much it makes. It doesn't affect me. Hello there, Jared. Oh, that's cool. Started with 2016. I don't think I saw it. Ezra is just like someone said, he needs Jesus. Up church, never heard of. Uh, no, Tommy Lee Wallace did Halloween 3 and the It 1990 miniseries. Rick Rosenthal directed Halloween 2. Dean Cundy didn't direct, he's a cinematographer. Yeah, Dean Cundy's a cinematographer who did director of photography on Halloween, I think Halloween 2 and stuff, but Tom Lee Wallace did the It miniseries, he directed that. He directed Halloween 3. One on the Bronx, love the movie. Eyewitness Show, never heard of it. Working Girl, barely remember. Let's see. Since I'm only going to be on a couple minutes, let's get to some of this. The stream films. Yeah, they do that with a lot of stuff nowadays. See film from 2002. If you hear that, it's one of my cats just meowing. I'll check on them in a little bit. But sorry, I'm just looking through stuff. Let's see. Well, I mean, I think for each one it'll just depend. I mean, especially how it's handled and how it's utilized. Like Leon Kennedy and Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. I'll give you that because that was a garbage take on Leon Kennedy. But like Jeffrey Wright, I'm like, that was a really good Commissioner Gordon. In fact, for me, that's my favorite Commissioner Gordon. So to me, it just depends on how it plays out. Some requests no one has so far. Down, so Disney's down to 9 billion. Someone says 97 billion. Whether 9 or 97 billion, that's still pretty bad if they start with 165 billion. No, no problem. It's just there was like 80 at one point, 90 people in the chat. Now there's 78 in the chat. Just a lot of people. It just there's no way I can get to them. Peacock lost $1 billion. I mean, you look at what they have for product. I can't really blame them. Because what do they have worth of shit to watch? Not WWE. So yeah. Oh yeah, the Chris Dunn, yeah, 3 million for a found footage film. is spending $9 billion on content. Yeah, if they're spending $9 billion, they're not going to just have $9 billion. Love Goodfellas, great movie. Company reported revenue of $21 billion in quarter. Disney announced during the call to 109 million subscribers, which is an increase of 11.8 million. Worst video game sequel. Now, it has to be ones I played. Like, I never played The Last of Us Part 2. I never played it. But it sounds like dog shit. That I actually played Dead Space 3. I love the first two Dead Space. Dead Space 3 I fucking hated. It was a stupid fucking ending. And then even the DLC was a stupid fucking ending. There's no Dead Space 4. They're just doing a remake. So then that story is never going to be fucking concluded. And then also about the moons. The moons are alive. Fucking bullshit. Ellie was given nothing to do. And not Ellie Last of Us Part 2. This is the other Ellie. Fucking hated that goddamn. Fuck. Hey, Anthony, how are you doing, man? This is Anthony. Let's talk Resident Evil. How are you doing, man? How's it been? Sorry, I got to it. I have like about 83 people in the chat. I'm doing the best I can. This is Anthony. He has a YouTube channel. Let's talk Resident Evil. Feel free to check it out. I haven't seen that yet, but oh no, Japanese Resident Evil. But you got a Japanese copy, Die Hard Arcade. That's cool. I mean, I know you don't play that because it's all about Resident Evil, but it'd be cool to see you play something like that sometime. But again, I know you play it's Resident Evil. But yeah, how are you doing, man? I just for you. There you go. Big old fat there. You can tell it's old from back in the day. Of how busted up it is. It's busted up. I didn't know you'd be up this late. It's like 2 a.m. Yeah, how you doing, Anthony? Let's see. Yeah, I saw my friend Michael. Yeah, I'll check that review sometime. After the Predator, I don't want to see any more Predator movies. Can we not have any more Predator films? For fuck's sake. With that dog shit Predator movie, man. I hated that shit. Almost as bad as Welcome to Raccoon City. Fuck, I don't even know which is worse. They're both god awful garbage. Because in Blair Witch, you didn't have a guy jerking off and coming and almost coming on a guy's face and stupid shit like that. The ambiguity of the Blair Witch actually stuck with the characters and the theme of the characters, not this old bullshit of the Blair Witch Project was not pretentious. The Lighthouse was pretentious art house bullshit. Making my nose itch. I don't get what people liked in that movie. We're black and white and fuck. People didn't like it. If people like it, that's cool, but it ain't for me. Yeah, I got the Resident Evil 2. Yeah, I got some of these old games, man. I was showing them before. I got Intelligent Cube, which is a good one back in the day. Good puzzle game. Silent Hill is a good one back in the day. So damn thing's busted. My favorite game of all time was this or Resident Evil 4, Silent Hill 2. Love this game. This is a game I think is underrated, but Resident Evil 4 is a better game, but this is underrated game, and I think it came out the same time. But it's like a good version of Resident Evil Dead Aim or whatever, the one on the boat. This is the book. See if there's a good picture in here. Nope. That figures. But there's the full picture. Cold Fear. I think if people like Resident Evil games, they would like this one. But yeah, I got a bunch of these games here. Lamb? I didn't see Lamb. Not a whole lot. I'm catching up. The requests have been drying up, so just as of right now, a couple more. A couple will be uploaded tomorrow, and I guess I'll be caught up this month. Just haven't been a lot this month, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, you know how much I paid for this? There you go. Look how much this is expensive. Look how expensive this is. This is the most expensive game ever. Look how expensive that is. This is back in 2006 I bought this too. I had another copy and then something happened so I had to buy another one. $10 whole. $9.99. Eat it. No, I'm just kidding. Eat it. I disagree with that. I don't see anything pretentious in the Blair Witch Project. It was just a story of people being lost in the woods and they get lost. I mean, Lighthouse is way more pretentious. Now, if you're talking about Blair Witch 2016, then I'll agree with you. I mean, it's interesting to watch, but I can see why that stuff was cut out. But it is interesting to watch as a fan. There's like 2.5 hour version. Dude, you think this is 1,000? That's $9.99. What are you talking about? That's not 1,000. That's $9.99. That was the whole point. You think I paid 1,000 for this? How is that $1,000? Okay, for people out there, does that look like $1,000? Again, let me ask you, does this look like $1,000? That's $9.99. That was my whole point of how cheap I got it back in 2006. I spent a whole $10. How does that look like $1,000? $1,000. Where does that say $1,000? Yeah, it's 99 is $10. Yeah, it's missing something. Yeah. Well, you have to forgive me. I just read this Die Hard article where the guy said the first Die Hard is misogynistic because apparently John McClane hated his wife and wanted to punch his wife. That fucking Die Hard. Die Hard 5 is the best Die Hard ever because the first Die Hard is a half-a-star movie because John McClane is so misogynistic. He never talked to his wife. Granted, she was with terrorists, and if he talked to her, he would give away his position and would tell the bad guys who he was and use her as bait. But god damn it, he should have found a way to talk to her. Because I say so. Fucking freak. Fucking idiot. Diehard misogynistic. I actually love Live Free or Die Hard. I know I'm alone. I love that film. I think it's well done action. I think Bruce Willis does a great job. So I'll say Die Hard 4 I appreciate. And people say the rating. I don't care about the rating as long as it's fun. I thought that was fun. Yeah, Die Hard. Yeah, Die Hard 5 is depressing. I agree with that. They are the best Die Hards. I have no idea. I said the same damn thing when I reviewed the Blu-ray. And I saw it in the theater and I wanted to like it so badly I gave it a free pass. I will admit. Because I didn't want to rant on a Die Hard film. Because guess what? I actually do want to like something. And then I got the Blu-ray. I'm like, no, this sucks. It's shit. Good, he deserves it. He's a fucking idiot. He gives Aliens 1 star, but he gives the new Chainsaw Master film 3.5 stars. I reviewed Hudson Hawk not that long ago. Never played Max Payne. I only played the first Max Payne. For PS2. I have. Well, I guess you know what? I'll show some stuff here. Why not? Since we got some stuff here. Um, Rise to Honor, PS2. Oh well, thanks, man. Jason Statham is the last ray actually here we have left. He must be protected at all costs. Well, I mean, the maid really didn't set anything on fire for me, but I know they're doing a sequel. I hope it's better. Yeah, Rise to Honor with Jet Li. That's a beat 'em up. Fun shooter, Area 51. David, with the voices of David Duchovny, Powers Booth, and Marilyn Manson. Yes, David Duchovny is the lead of the guy you play from the X-Files, David Duchovny, and Marilyn Manson voices an alien in this. I shit you not. Fun first-person shooter. Shadow of the Colossus. That's a good one. That is the PS2 one. Yes, rest in peace, Powers Booth. Such a great actor. I'm not going to show all of them, just to bore people, but I'll show some. Actually, where was the? I'll show. That's right. Shit. So yeah, showed this Silent Hill, Metal Gear Solid. But I do have Silent Hill 3, PS2. Time Crisis, PS1. Fun game, tough as hell though. Never played Psyops. Let's see, some other games like Dead Space, Love. Why the fuck is this not on PS4? Pisses me off. Same with this one. God damn it. Get the fuck in the there. Dead Space 2. I actually have 2 copies in this. These should be on PS4, goddammit. One of my favorite games, Evil Dead. Fistful of Boomstick. Love this game. I like Regeneration, but this is my favorite. Let's see if you can see that. I played this on the channel, actually, but it was done bootleg style. I think it's in 3 long parts, but I think it's still on the channel. Love it. Evil Dead Fistful of Boomstick. Hi, Crater Jade. No, I don't mean a literal roller coaster. I mean a roller coaster as in the feel of a roller. No, when people say a roller coaster film, it's not literal. It's the feeling that you get in a roller coaster up and it's okay, man. It's uh Spider-Man 3. I'll look forward to that. I'll look forward to seeing you do the Dead Space remake. Yeah, Dead Space 2 should have ended in 2. That third one pissed me off. With the moons are alive and then they're dead and everything's fucked and we won't end it. And then there's a DLC. No, actually no. You think he's dead, then the DLC, the moons are crashing to Earth and everyone's fucked and then we're not going to finish it. We're just doing a reboot. The new game, I mean, it's more multiplayer. I know there's a single player, but it's more multiplayer. I'm not really into those multiplayer ones like Friday the 13th. And I have my Evil Dead game. It's this. I could just play this. I prefer that. Oh yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Hey man, good luck. Be careful out there, Chase. Airplane is a classic. Thank you, Marco. I appreciate that. I don't want to see any crossovers ever. Just I want new original material. That's what I want nowadays. Willy's Wonderland was fun. I love *Malignant*. I want to see more games more movies like that. Oh, by the way, Anthony, if you're in here, this is the game I was talking about before. Disaster Report. I don't know if anyone remembers this. When I had my first channel back in the day, this is a game I played. It is a game where this island is going sort of up shit creek and slowly sinking. And it's a survival game where you have to like walk over fiery pits. You have to search. See, like you're walking over this fiery pit here, search for water, be careful of these beams, hold down in a crouch so if something falls, you don't get the ricochet. This is an underrated game. I think this is definitely one of those underrated games no one talks about. Yeah, let me see if I can get a good picture. As your character, you have a backpack. You pretty much have to find bits of water, replenish yourselves. And you're pretty much exploring this whole island and certain items that you get. Yeah, this is definitely an underrated game. Ooh, baby. Jeez, that's a bit pussy. Jeez, that's a bit pussy. You know, because of the echo. But that's an underrated game to me, is Disaster Report. Again, it's kind of like a non-horror survival, but not with action. Like shooting. It's like you literally have to survive the island and not, not get yourselves killed. But yeah, it's called Disaster Report. Never tried VR. Did not see a lot of tornadoes back in the day. I did not like Resident Evil 5. I could not get into it. I hated Sheva. I hated that she was always with you 24/7. I hate that she always kept taking my fucking ammo, or she was always out of ammo. I thought the combat was such a big step down from 4. Because 4, when you shot someone, the head explode. I felt it. It was satisfying. Here, it was like a bullet sponge. I hated the set pieces. I hated that most of the fucking game took place in the goddamn daytime. I hated the bosses that felt like it took 5 years to get done. I hated the story. I hated fighting Jill with kung fu grips and rip this fucking thing in the goddamn chest. But at least Ashley, you could hide in a fucking chest. And you can tell her to shut the fuck up and leave you alone. And she gets caught so many times, she's gone for like 60% of the game. Chev is with you every step of the way, and you're never alone. And pissed me off. And that pissed me off more. At least Ashley leaves you the fuck alone because she's too stupid. She gets caught all the time. And you just hire her in the fucking chest. So a lot of that game, you're by yourself. Unlike Resident Evil 5, where you're never by yourself. I hate Resident Evil 5. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I prefer my 4 and 2 is my favorite. Probably the original, because the original I played with 2. Those are the 2 I played first. 2, then 1. It's not a good game, the PS1 Evil Dead, because it tries to do Resident Evil but does it poorly. The saving grace is Bruce Campbell's voiceover. That's the saving grace. But enemies always come back. They always pop up. As in, every string you could go back and they're back at it again. You can never clear an area. You have to. Your chainsaw keeps running out of fuel. And you have to collect mushrooms to make more fuel. It pissed me off. Meat Canyon, don't know what that is. True Romance, great movie. Who the hell's Cody Leach? Favorite Scooby-Doo movie? Scooby-Doo and the Boo Brothers. The only thing I've seen of Howard Stern is Private Parts, the movie. I'd never listened to his radio show. Scorpion King, below mediocre. Wild Wild West, I think, is better. I don't like Van Helsing. It's just I've seen so many worse films. That's not the worst film ever. The movie version of Baywatch was shit. Dog shit. Dwayne The Rock. That's a film I always forget Dwayne Johnson's in. I always forget that shit. But yeah, I better end it now because it's 2 hours and 42 minutes. And I better end it. It's like 2:28 in the morning. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for having taking the time to stop by. Hope you guys are doing well. Anthony, cool for you to stop by. And hey, let me know if you ever do a stream or want to invite me on to talk video games or something. I'd be happy to do it. Feel free if you want. Keep up the good work, Anthony. And to everyone else out there, thanks for stopping by. Let's see, we got Johnny and Marco, and no problem, Marco, nothing to be sorry about. Brock, Kane, Keep It Real, Kim, Ultra Slasher, Retro Analog, Hunk 100, have a good night. General Ursus, I love the original Halloween as well. But yeah, if you ever want to invite me on, feel free. We can talk video games or whatever, man. I'd be happily do it. Since I got a bit more gigabytes this month for this phone. But Alan Stanley, Total Meltdown 2, Boomstick Critique, John Smith, Johnny Jerry, Jeremy Power. Hey, everybody have a good night, man. Take care. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, fought the Dark Knight Rises. Jared, yep. Have a good night, guys. Take care. And we will see you guys later. Bye bye.